In between, everyone is in between. The Shara says to do when you come home.
Not sure.
Huh? He's eating, not recording.
Bezrat Hashem, we're starting.
We're recording?
Daf Mem Hey, yes.
Late.
It's late. Albert says we're late.
He's right.
Daf Mem Hey. So we're talking about the gold.
Yeah. All types of gold.
All types of gold.
We came shortly from work.
Bechol Yom. Bechol Yom. Every day. Makriv, Peras, Shachrit, Upras Ben Arbaim. Every day the Kohen Gadol is saying the differences between the everyday Avodah and Yom Kippur. Bechol Yom, every day, Makriv, he offers Peras B'Shachrit, half in the morning, Upras Ben Arbaim, and half in the afternoon. V'Hayom, and today he adds in Melo Hofnar in the Kodesh HaKodashim. Bechol Yom Hayeta Daka. Every day the Ketoret is Daka. The Hayom Daka Min Daka. And today it's the finest of the fine. Says the Gemara, how do we know? This Tana Rabbanan Daka Matamud Lomar. Why does it say Daka? What does it mean? It says V'lakach Melo Amachta Kach Haleesh Me'al Mizbech Milifnei Hashem Umlo Hofnav Ketoret Samim Daka. Why does it have to say Daka? All Ketoret is Daka. Because it already says, V'shahakta mimena hadek. Right? So again, the Gemara says, Ma tamud lomar, V'alo kivar ne'emar v'shahakta mimena hadek. Ela, lehavi Daka min hadaka. It's to bring that it has to be on Yom Kippur, Daka min hadaka. Tana Rabbanan. So in the Torah,
You said Shada min hadek. So that's not the reason. What did you say before and now?
it's already hadek. So why does it say Daka? No. V'shahakta min hadek.
That's one.
That's all year long.
Yeah.
Now it says take it or it. Daka. What's Daka? It's already Daka. To add a Daka on top of the Daka.
Who's saying to bring that card? Just saying the Mishnah. He's saying not about
Pasuk.
What does it say?
Umlo hofnav ketoret samim Daka. That pasuk is on Yom Kippur. Bechol Yom, every day, Kohanim olim b'mizrach shel kevesh. Ka'amar mor, because we said, Kol pinot she'ata poneh. All the turns that you make, lo yehu ela derech yamin lemizrach. You should all be going to the right, to the east. Lo yehu derech yamin lemizrach. So again, you have to picture
Like we had when they put the
right over here. I'm standing on the south. Here's my Gemara slanted going up to the north. That's the way the kevesh was. Right? The kevesh was starting from the south wall, going up to the Mizbeach over here. Now, when I'm going up the kevesh, if I want to turn to my right, I'm going to the east. Right? So now, if the Kohen is going to walk up over here, then he's crossing all of this on the Mizbeach for no reason. So why should you do that? Rashi says you walk up right up here by the east side, right? And you turn to the right, which is going to the east anyway, without crossing this whole thing for no reason.
Is a problem for crossing the whole thing?
That's what it seems like. Rashi says that. That's when you want to go to the Soveh, something else. But either way.
But isn't that what you're walking on?
No.
What are you walking on?
All the way to the top.
Okay.
I hope so.
No.
You gotta pray. Okay. Look in Rashi. He says, "Ela derech yamin, shehu lemizrach, shara kevesh the ram bidarom is on the south. L'kach ole b'mizracho shel kevesh. You go up on the right, shesamuch lipanot liyamin. It's very close to his turn to the right. Vayom, back in the Gemara. Hayom Kohen Gadol, Ole Ba'emtza, V'yored Ba'emtza. He goes up the middle, comes down the middle. Look in Rashi. That's the Gemara. Mai ta'amam, Mishum Kevodo de Kohen Gadol. For the honor of the Kohen Gadol. I would have said the honor is to walk right up the middle, like it's my house. You know what I mean? I would say. Rashi doesn't say that.
How wide that?
The ramp is, I think it's 30 amot wide.
Very wide.
It's big. A lot of action on there.
Rashi says, Mishum kevodo, laharot hashivuto, shehu keben bayit, he's part of the family, umakif letzorech v'shelo letzorech. What does that mean? It means he's allowed to walk around for whether he needs to or not.
He's not slinking around in the shadows on the side.
Rashi implies that generally you don't just walk around the Mizbeach for no reason. It's not some place that you could hang out. Sir, what's your business over here? The Kohen Gadol, he walks for, why are you walking from the middle? You should only be on the end. I'm the Kohen Gadol, I can go where I want. Again, you asked, is there a problem? It sounds like there is.
Are they going to explain what the problem would be? Whether it's disrespect?
This is what it says. That's all you have to work with. You have the rest.
Disrespectful though.
Wow.
You don't just hang.
Okay.
It's a makom. You gotta be on your game. Do what you gotta do and get out.
So the Kohen Gadol walks up the middle, but who walks up the right?
Regular Kohanim every day they walk up the right, they go this way, then they come down. They come down on the left because they finish their rounds of the mizbeach over here. You come down on this side.
Kind of like we go to the Teva. Come to the right.
Similar. But you could go around 8 times if you like. Not stopping you.
Even let you hang out up there if you like it.
Bechol yom. Okay. Bechol yom kohen gadol mekadesh yadav v'raglav. He washes his hands and feet min hakiyor. From the kiyor, like all the rest of the kohanim. V'hayom, but today, min hakiton shel zahav. He washes from a gold pitcher. Mai ta'ama, what's the reason? Mishum kivodo shel kohen gadol, to show the honor of the kohen gadol. And the same thing would be according to the Biudah that says the kohen gadol always uses a gold pitcher, again for the honor of the kohen gadol. Now, we said in the Mishnah we had 3 opinions about how many ma'arachot there were. Right? We had the Biudah and the Biosi and the Bimeir, right? You have, let's just get it straight. Rabbi Meir says 4 and 5. Rabbi Yossi says 3 and 4. Rabbi Yehuda says 2 and 3. Right? Everybody agrees there's an extra ma'aracha on Yom Kippur. There's an extra fire on the top of the Mizbeach on Yom Kippur. Question is how many were regular and how many today? They built put an extra pile of logs to make a fire. You could put a pyre if you want to call it. I don't want to use fancy words. Yes, that's a pyre. They use a funeral pyre in India to burn the almanah.
Just wanted to clarify that word.
So, okay. So we say Tanu Rabbanan. Bekol Yom Hayu Shtayim Ma'arachot. Every day there were 2 fires. Vayom Shalosh. Today there were 3. Ahat Ma'aracha Gedolah. One was the big fire that they used for burning the korbanot. V'ahat, and the other one Ma'aracha Sheniyah Shel Ketoret. It's the second fire that they used to take the coal for the burning of the ketoret.
2 different mizbachot.
No. On the mizbeach hachitzon, there were 2 fires: the fire of the korbanot, and the second fire that they would take fire from there, put it on the inside mizbeach, and put the ketoret on. We'll see more about that soon. Right? The ahat. Right, v'ahat, and the third one, shemosifim bo bayom, that they added on Yom Kippur, for the ketoret that you're taking inside the Kodesh Kodashim.
Why do you have to have separate fires?
We'll see. Rashi says, "Shemosifim lebo bayom." They add to that day litol memena gehalim leketoret shel lefnai v'lefnim. Aval ketoret shel mizbeach hapenimi, the ketoret for the mizbeach inside. Harehu ketoret shel kol hashana. That's like every day, and they took it from the ma'aracha sheniyah shel ketoret. Divrei Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yossi Omer, Bekol Yom Shalosh Vayom Arba. What's his three? Achat shel ma'aracha gedola, v'achat shel ma'aracha sheniyah shel ketoret. Very nice. V'achat shel kiyum ha'esh. He holds we had a separate fire just to keep fire on the mizbeach. Rashi shel kiyum ha'esh shem en sham esh shel ma'aracha gedola mitkabed. If the fire on the big one is not roaring, Mosifim alav mizeh, we add fire from here. It's like a backup reserve item.
Raymond, the pasuk says that means we have to keep it going, or it keeps on through the nes.
We have to keep it going.
So all day they're throwing.
The nes, if the nes is there, the nes is there. If it's not there, we have to keep it going.
I'm saying, but does that mean when you see it dim, you have to do something?
Kamuvan. So we say the ahat and the fourth one shemosifim bo bayom that we add on today. Rabbi Meir Omer, Rabbi Meir says, thank you, Raymond. Bechol Yom, Rabbi Meir is the most fires. Bechol Yom Arba, every day 4. Behayom Hamesh, and today 5. Ahat Shel Ma'aracha Gedola, 1 the big Ma'aracha. Ve'ahat Shel Ma'aracha Shiniyah Shel Ketoret, and 1 the second one of Ketoret. Ve'ahat Shel Kiyum Ha'esh, and the third one for the holding of the fire. Ve'ahat le'evarim ufdarim shelo netaklu ba'erev. Right? All night we had Hi ha'olah al mokedah al mizbeach kol halayla ad haboker. Right? All night the kohanim are busy stoking the fire with all the meat from the korbanot from yesterday. If stuff is not burnt by the morning, so you have an issue. Why? Because you're going to have to reconstruct. It's not a gas-powered thing that it lasts all night, all forever. You have to put wood. By the time the morning comes, the fire needs to be restocked. You have all types of pieces of meat over there. Where are you putting them when it's time to rebuild? So we had this ma'aracha shel levarim ufdarim. That was where we moved. We moved them while we reconstruct. We move them over to this one. Not extra well done. Everything gets toasted, Jack. Not extra well done. That's why, guys. They like everything well done. Okay.
Eventually,
they throw you out of steakhouses. Okay. Oh, when they make you feel like a turd when you go to a steakhouse. Okay. The ahat shemosifim bo the ahat, and then the last one shemosifim bo bayom that they add today. The kule alma, everybody agrees. Mihat. Look in Rashi. Shelo nitaklu, shelo nitnu al ma'aracha. They didn't make it onto the ma'aracha. Or nitnu, or they were put veloy spikul nitakil. They didn't get burnt up. The kule alma mihat. Everybody at a minimum tar to eat luhu. They believe in 2 fires. Minalan, where do we see 2 fires? Amar kera. Hi ha'olah al mokedah ala mizbeach kol halayla. This is the olah on its fire, all night long. Zuma arachad gula. That's the major fire that we put. The Esha Mizbeach Tukad Bo. The fire on the Mizbeach should burn on it. Zu Ma'aracha Sheniyah Shel Ketoret. That's referring to the second Ma'aracha that they set aside just for taking fire for the Ketoret. So there's 2. Rabbi Yossi, who says that you have 3 Kiyum Ha'esh Minale. Where does he learn it from? Nafkaleh, from the next pasuk. Ve'ha'esh ala Mizbeach Tukad Bo lo tichbeh. Haber, bring me the article Chomashim from there. Right? The fire on the mizbeach should burn. Another pasuk. What do I need that pasuk for? To teach me to teach me that you have to have a third ma'aracha in order to ensure lo tichbeh, that it doesn't go out. Take it. Here. Pasuk says. So that was pasuk aleph bet. Savet Aaron ve'et panav lemo zot Torah ha'olam. Hi ha'olah al mokedah. That's the ma'aracha gedolah. Al mizbeach kol halayla ad haboker. Ve'esh hamizbeach tukad bo. That's the ma'aracha sheniyah. Right? Ve'lavash ha'kohen midobar u'michnes evad yibash ha'mazveh zerdeshen pashat begadav. Ve'ha'esh al hamizbeach tukad bo lo tichbeh. What do I need that for? V'er aleh ha'kohen etzim baboker baboker. That's the shnei gizirei etzim that he brings in the morning. Ve'arach aleh ha'olah v'ktir. Then you have another pasuk. Esh tamid tukara u'mizbeach lo tichbeh. So you have seemingly 4 pesukim about esh. You have mokedah, ve'esh hamizbeach tukad bo, right? Ve'esh hamizbeach tukad, ve'esh hamizbeach tukad bo lo tichbeh. Esh tamid tukara u'mizbeach lo tichbeh. So Rabbi Yossi is adding on. He says what? Ve'esh hamizbeach tukad bo lo tichbeh. That's an extra one for that purpose of making the lo tichbeh, making that there should always be fire on the mizbeach. Rabbi Yehuda, how come you don't like that pasuk, Rabbi Yehuda? What are you doing? V'ha'esh al mizbeach tukad beh. But why don't you make a separate fire? Ahu latzatat alita. That's coming to teach me that the starting of the fire on the mizbeach has to be done on the mizbeach. The Tanya, like we learned, Haya Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Minayin latzatat alita. How do you know that the stoking of the fire, when you're just starting it up, you're taking the little twigs that are burning and you're putting them under the big ones to get the fire going? You with me, Eli? Eliyahu, you with us? Shelo teheh ela birosho shel mizbeach. That it has to be done by a kohen standing on the top of the mizbeach. Tamud lomar v'ha'esh al hamizbeach tukad bo. Oh, you hear the lashon? Al hamizbeach. When you're on the mizbeach tukad bo, you light it. Look at Rashi. Hatzatat alita lahatzit bahen ur ma'aracha gedolah. When it's not a separate fire, it's for the kindling wood of the ma'aracha gedolah. Alita kisamim dakim, the small twigs. Okay. Amar Rabbi Yod, right? Right. So Rabbi Yehuda says, "Va'esh al mizbeach tukad bo" means start the fire on the top of the mizbeach. It's not a separate fire. Rabbi Yossi says no. It's coming to teach me a separate fire. Amar Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Yossi says on this baraita, "Minayin she'osi ma'aracha l'kiyum ha'esh." How do I know that you make a separate fire just for the purpose of keeping the fire going? It's like a pilot light type of system. Talmud lomar ve'ha'esh al mizbeach tukad bo. The Rabbi Yossi, now the Gemara asks, Hatzatat alita minale. Where does he learn Hatzatat alita? Nafkalei mehecha de nafkalei Rabbi Shimon. He learns it from what Rabbi Shimon learns it. The Tanya, different pasuk. Venatenu bnei Aharon hakohen esh ala mizbeach. The sons of Aharon should put fire on the mizbeach.
Where did they get that fire from?
That's a good question. But where are they putting it? Limed, the teachers mean alatzatat alita, on the kindling of the fire. Shelo teheh ela bekohen. It needs a kohen ubekle sharet, and therefore it needs to be done with a keli that's kadosh. Divrei Rabbi Yehuda, right? Because it says v'natenu bnei Aharon hakohen esh. Right? If you're doing it with bnei Aharon, so that means bekihunam. When they're considered kohanim, they have to be wearing their, what's it called? They have a bigdei kihunam. You're just starting the fire. Maybe that's not an avodah. No. That's why the Torah says it. That's an avodah. Divrei Rabbi Yehuda. Amalo Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Shimon says, what do I need that for? I don't need a pasuk for that. V'chi ta'aleh al da'atcha shezar karev legabe mizbeach. Who else is going to do it? Who's allowed up on the Mizbeach? BPP, restricted area. Zarim not allowed up. How's the Zad going to get up there? They'll shoot him before he goes up on the Mizbeach.
Don't they go up to bring their own personal korbanot?
No.
No.
No. They barely let him in where they do the shechita. The Zad, they would stab the guy trying to go up to the arrest him. Only Kohanim. What's the problem? You need to tell me Kohen. Let's go up there. Only Kohanim up on the Mizbeach. Right? Ela limed alatzata talita. It's teaching me that you might have said that the Kohen should do that a Zar could do it. How? He has a long stick and he stands on a chair next to the Mizbeach and he does some gas from downstairs. Meaning you to be Shimon. Rabbi Shimon says, he says, to tell me that I need if it has to be on top of the Mizbeach, of course it's going to be a Kohen. The Chidush is, you might have said let a Zar do it, but let him stand down. Kamash Malan, it has to be a Kohen. Why? Because it has to be on top of the Mizbeach. From the fact that I require a Kohen means it has to be on top of the Mizbeach. Look in Rashi. You, Rabbi Yehuda, who already learned Mina Esh ala Mizbeach tu kadbo sheyeh berosho shel Mizbeach. You already learned it has to be done on top of the Mizbeach. Klum utzrachnu lemikra zeh latina Kohen. Do I need it to tell me it has to be a Kohen? V'chi ta'aleh al zev al lev. Could it go in your mind? Shezar karev legabe Mizbeach. That a Zar could go on the Mizbeach. It's good we got it out of your mind now. You would be very disappointed when you went to the Beit HaMikdash and you tried to go up to the Mizbech and they told you you're not allowed, right? They can't go close to the Mizbeach, Azar. Not letting you up. Of course not. It's coming to teach me that it has to be done on top of the Mizbeach. By requiring a Kohen, it's telling me where it's in a place that only a Kohen could do it. V'idach kra, and the pasuk v'ha'esh al mizbeach tu kadbo lo tichbe lekiyum ha'esh ata. Can it be Yossi? It's coming to teach me that the fire, you have to have a separate ma'aracha for the fire to stay. Right? V'kihuna dichtiv b'haykera. So why does it say Kohen? Legufe it's tzericha. I need it for itself. Shenitinat ha'esh tzericha Kohen. V'lo yitlen azar v'yizreken ala mizbeach. He needs a Kohen. In what way? Because he has to go up. If it wouldn't say Kohen, I would say that the Zar could take fire and chuck it from the floor. Stand on a ladder. Use a flamethrower. I don't know, something. The Rabbi Yehuda, what? Rabbi Yehuda is Rabbi Shimon is asking a good question. So maybe, what do you need to tell me that it's a Kohen? Nobody else can go on the Mizbeach. Imehatam hava amina kayara v'avid b'mafuha. Maybe he could stand on the ground and bellow it, meaning I'm not lighting the fire down and bringing it up. I'll stand on the ground and light it up on top. Kamash malan that no. That it has to be done on the top.
Rashi to bring the fire up from anywhere.
That's the first thing. He said he can't bring the fire up.
Right.
But now that it's why does they need a kohen? Is maybe a zar would do it standing on the ground. Rashi imehata me'eshel mizbeach. Alva gav the shamina minei hatata berosh mizbeach lo shamina de pesula bezarava. Right? Hava amina kai zara arava avi b'mafuha. He stands on the ground. He has a big bellows with a long gooseneck. And he has it blowing up on the Mizbeach. Kamash Malan needs a Kohen.
So wait, I mean, if you're saying it has to be on the Rosh, and only the Kohen can be on the Rosh.
That's what Rabbi Yehuda is saying. I'll do it from the ground. Didn't we have a case? I don't know if you remember. We had a case that the Zar, the guy, the Tameh will shot from outside with a long knife. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy also, he came into the Beit HaMikdash, he says, today I'm doing it.
But it's not from the Rosh. It's not from the Rosh Mizbeach.
I'm going to stand on the floor and I have my, I'm bellowing it. When the Yehuda says, Va'esh ala Mizbeach means...
It has to be lit up at the
lit
top.
up on the top. He says, look, I got a remote control item.
Okay.
I'm doing it with my drone, you know? He has Amazon and Bezos working on it. Okay. The Rabbi. So now we have Rabbi Yehuda holds 2 and 1. Rabbi Yossi holds 3 and 1. What's his third one? The Ma'aracha for Kiyuma Ish. And he has from the Pasuk Ve'esh al Mizbeach Tu Kadbo. Rabbi Meir Evarim Ufdarim Shelo Netaklu Mi Ba'erev Minala. Where does he learn that you have another one, another Ma'aracha for this? Nafkalei Mi Ve'esh. Ve'esh HaMizbeach Tu Kadbo. Meaning, we learned Ve'esh Hi Ha'olam Mokedah, that was Ma'aracha Gedolah. Ve'esh HaMizbeach Tu Kadbo Zu Ma'aracha Shniya Shel Ketoret. Right? He says it should have said Esh HaMizbeach Tu Kadbo. What's Ve'esh 2? One for Ketoret and one for Evarim Ufdarim. The Rabbanan Vav Lo Darshi. They don't learn Vav. Right? Rashi. Nafkele mi ve'esh Vav Darish Chachamim Anat Doresh. The Vav. The Rabbanan Evarim Ufdarim Shelo Netaklu Mi Ba'erev Mai Avid Lehu. So what are you going to do with them? Says Gemara Mehader Lehu LeMa'aracha Gedolah. They take him off and they put him back on the same Ma'aracha. The Tanya that we learn Minayin le'evarim ufdarim shelo netaklu mi ba'erev. How do I know that the pieces of korbanot that weren't digested from the night, shesodran al gabe mizbeach, that you put them on top of the mizbeach, ve'en mahazikim if it doesn't hold it. There's so much stuff. But now it's not, you don't have the whole mizbeach available, right? Because the area of the ma'aracha was being reconstructed. Right? And mahazikim, if it doesn't hold it, shesodram ala kevesh or al gabe sovev. You either put him on the top of the ram, or along the or along the sovev, which was the ledge of an amah around the mizbeach. Talmud loma, right? Ad she'aseh ma'aracha gedolah, until he reconstructs the big fire. This sodran, and he puts it back. Talmud lomar asher tochal ha'esh et ha'olah. What the fire ate up the olah, ala mizbeach. Put it on the mizbeach. Rashi. Asher tochal et ha'olah. Im en inyan l'tchila. If it's not talking about the beginning, the ha'ketiv al ha'olah al mokedah. Teneu inyan l'sofa, for the end. When you finish with it, you put it back. Says the Gemara. Rabbi Meir, ikule olah. Rabbi Meir says no. I already learned that from Veha'ish. And what am I going to do with this? Asher tochal ha'esh et ha'olah ala mizbeach. It's coming to teach me a mi'ut. Ikule olah ata mahazir. What was the stuff that was eaten up from the olah that you had to take off, you put back. V'ata mahazir ikule ketoret. If you had ketoret on the mizbeach ha'penimi that wasn't fully burned by the next day, right? You don't put it back. It goes out with the when the midashen, the mizbeach ha'penimi, it goes out. We don't sift it out and reburn it. Rashi. Ikule olah pok'in shepaku me'al gabe stuff that flew off. V'kari be'asher tochal et ha'olah al mizbeach, that the olah ate on the mizbeach, you put back. But ketoret that fell off or that didn't get burnt, you don't put back on the mizbeach ha'penimi. The Tani, like we learned to be Chanina ben Menyumi, v'deber Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, asher tochal ha'esh et ha'olah al mizbeach, ikule olah, digested meats of the olah, ata mahazir, you put back onto the ma'aracha. V'ata mahazir ikule ketoret. You don't put back the digested ketoret that flew off or that for some reason didn't get burnt up. Tekule alma miha, but everybody agrees, mosifim bo bayom, that we add another fire on Yoma Kippurim. Musafim bo bayom itlehu. Minalehu. Where did they learn an extra one for Kippur? Out of everything we learned till now had a pasuk. Yom Kippur should also need a pasuk. First extra fire. Nafkelahu mi ve'ha'esh. Right? From that last pasuk. Ve'ha'esh. Ala mizbeach tu kadbo. No, it's not last one. It's the same pasuk. Ve'ha'esh ala mizbeach tu kadbo lo tichbe. From the vav hey. Va'afilu leman delo darish vav. The Chachamim who said, I'm not learning an extra ma'aracha for the evarim ufdarim because I don't care about vav. Vav hey darish. Vav hey they are dorish. Esh tamid lemay ata. What the left? Okay, so now you learned we had two pisukim of fire. One is Iya Olal Mokadal Mizbech Kol Alayla Ad Bok Veshen Mizbech Tukad Bo. I have from there the Ma'aracha Gedolah, the Ma'aracha Sheniyah, and maybe one for Evarim Ufdarim. Ve'Ha'esh Al Mizbech Tukad Bo. I either have the Ma'aracha of Kiyum Ha'esh, or that you have to make the fire on the top of the Mizbech. Okay, let's finish up the parasha. Esh Tamid Tukar Al Mizbech. Lo tichbe, the last pasuk over there. What do I need that for? Esh tamid tukad al mizbeach lo tichbe. Limed, it teaches us al ma'aracha sheniyah shel ketoret shelo teheh el al mizbeach hachitzon. That the ma'aracha that I use for the ketoret, the fire for the ketoret, should come from the mizbeach hachitzon. You might have said, like you thought in the beginning, why coming from outside? Bring it from. Make the fire on the mizbeach hapenimi. Esh machta umenorah minai. How do I know that the menorah? Sorry, he takes it out. The Gra changes the Girsah. Makes much more sense. Meaning he changes the pasuk ve'esh hamizbeach tukad bo. The fire of the mizbeach should burn on it, right? Ve'esh hamizbeach tukad bo from the first pasuk. Ve'esh hamizbeach tukad bo limer al ma'aracha shniyah shel ketoret shelo teheh al mizbeach. Meaning ve'esh hamizbeach. Which mizbeach? The mizbeach inside tukad bo on it on the mizbeach hachitzon, right? Shelo teheh al mizbeach hachitzon. Esh machta. The fire that I use for the fire pan. Which fire pan? The machta that the Kohen Gadol is going to take into the Kodesh Kodashim and Yom Kippur to make it Torah. Umenorah. And the fire that I take to relight the menorah. If the fire on the menorah goes out and you don't have a ner tamid and you have to relight from scratch, where do you get the fire from? From the Mizbeach HaChitzon. Minayin. How do I know that has to come from the Mizbeach HaChitzon? V'dinu l'chaor. I make a kavachomer or a mamatin. Ne'emra esh bektoret. It says that you need esh by the ketoret, right? Because it says v'iktir alav aharon ketoret samim baboker. Now it doesn't say esh over there. Tosfot is bothered. He says by the ketoret of Korach it says by Korach it says utnu ba'en esh v'simu alehem ketoret. So you know I need esh. V'ne'emra esh b'machta. It says meloch machta gaha le'esh me'ala mizbeach milifnei Hashem. Right? Ma lehalan, just like by the regular ketoret. Al mizbeach hachitzon, the fire comes from the outside mizbeach, because we learned it from ve'esh al mizbeach tukad bo, right? Not ve'esh al mizbeach tukad bo. Ve'esh al mizbeach tukad bo. Afkan, so to over here, al mizbeach hachitzon. The fire that it says by the machta should come from the mizbeach hachitzon. Or maybe leave this system. I'll say a different limud. Ne'emra esh b'ktoret. It says by the regular ketoret fire. V'ne'emra esh b'machta. It says to take fire by the machta and by the menorah. Ma lehalan b'samuch lo. Just like when you take fire for the mizbeach hapenimi. Where do you get it? From the nearest fire. You go out to the next fire, to the mizbeach hachitzon. Af machta o menorah. So to when you're taking fire for the machta and the menorah, b'samuch lo. Maybe you should go to the closest fire. And now that you put fire by the ketoret, the closest fire is the mizbeach hapenimi. Talmud lomar esh tamid tukad ala mizbeach lo techbeh. What's the mashmaut? Esh tamid she'amarti lecha. Right? Where I said tamid leha'alot ner tamid. What's that? The menorah. Leha'alot ner tamid. The esh tamid that I told you have to have. Lo teheh ela berosho shel mizbeach hachitzon. It comes from. Not only is the ve'esh ala mizbeach tukad bo, meaning the esh of the mizbeach hapenimi tukad bo on the mizbeach hachitzon, esh tamid, the fire of the ner tamid tukad bo should burn on the mizbeach hachitzon. Very nice.
From there to there?
What?
So you take it from the menorah to put it on the.
Exactly. Lamadnu esh la menorah. So I learned fire for the menorah, that when I need to take fire for the menorah, I have to take it from the Mizbeach HaChitzon. Esh lemachta minayin. How do I know that I want to take for the machta, for the fire pan of Kippur, I have to take it from outside? Esh tamid, the machta is definitely not tamid. Dinu, it's kavahomer, it's a limud. Ne'emra esh b'machta, it says fire by the machta. Gachal esh. Ne'emra esh b'menorah esh tamid. Or ne tamid. What's the pasuk? Lalo ne tamid. Ma lehalan, just like the fire of the menorah. Al gabe mizbeach hachitzon, afkan, so too by the machta mizbeach hachitzon, or klach lederech zu. Ne'emra esh b'ktoret. It says fire by the ketoret regular. The ne'emra esh b'machta regular ketoret. It says fire by the machta by the Yom Kippur ketoret. Ma lehalan, just like by the mizbeach hapenimi, I take from the nearest fire, which was the mizbeach hachitzon b'samuch lo. Avkan, so too when I'm taking for the machta b'samuch lo, I'll take the fire from the mizbeach hapenimi, which is close. Talmud lomar velakach melo hamachta gachal le'esh me'ala mizbeach milifnei Hashem. So the Torah gives you two locations to make sure you take from: on the mizbeach and lifnei Hashem. Once you tell me from the mizbeach, if your intention is the mizbeach hapenimi, the whole mizbeach is lifnei Hashem. The whole mizbeach is in the hechal. So what does it say? Milifnei mizbeach, me'ala mizbeach, milifnei Hashem means go to the part of the mizbeach that's milifnei Hashem, that's in front of the opening of the hechal. It's only one mizbeach, that part is in front and part is not. Which is that? Mizbeach hachitzon. Ezehu mizbeach shemikzato lifnei Hashem ve'en kulo lifnei Hashem. Which is mizbeach that's part in front of Hashem and part not? Ve'omer ze mizbeach hachitzon. Ve'itzterich lemichtav me'ala mizbeach. Ve'itzterich lemichtav milifnei Hashem. De'i katav rachamana me'ala mizbeach. Hava amina my mizbeach penimi. Katav rachama milifnei Hashem. Ve'i katav rachmana milifnei Hashem. Hava amina, I might say, davkal milifnei Hashem. You can only take from the part of the mizbeach that's in front of the hechal. Aval mehai gisa, to take it from other sides. Lo. Tzricha, that's why it says me'ala mizbeach, to teach me. The fact that it says milifnei Hashem is not me'akev. It's only coming. David. It's only coming to teach me. It's only coming to teach me. Oh, your wife a dollar. It's only coming to teach me. It's only coming to teach me what's it called. It's only coming to teach me which mizbeach. But where on the mizbeach it's not coming to teach me. So funny, it says me'ala mizbeach milifnei Hashem, but the milifnei Hashem is not coming to tell me davka milifnei Hashem. It's coming to tell me take it from the mizbeach that you have a choice of taking milifnei Hashem.
Which mizbeach is that?
Why can't you understand it mizbeach lifnei Hashem? That is in front of Hashem. Why can't you understand it that way?
Because then it should just say milifnei mizbeach asher lifnei Hashem. Like you say exactly the way